You searched how to clean an air conditioner, and that usually comes down to one of three things. It is not cooling the way it used to, it started smelling musty when it kicks on, or you just want to stop it from dying an early death. All three usually trace back to the same thing, and it is not a broken machine at all. It is a dirty one. An air conditioner cools by dragging heat across metal coils, and every layer of dust sitting on that metal is a blanket the machine has to fight through. Get the dust off and most of your cooling comes back, usually for the price of a spray can and one afternoon. On its way through the machine, the air only touches about 5 things: a filter, then the cold coil, then the fan wheel that blows it back at you, plus a drain for the water and a second coil outside that dumps the heat. Every one of those that is filthy steals a slice of your cooling or clogs up the works. So we are going to clean them in that same order, the way the air actually moves through, and the manuals are clear that the coils matter far more than the filter, even though the filter is the only thing most people ever touch. First, figure out which machine you have because the parts are identical but you reach them differently. A central system has a big metal box outside, the condenser, plus a coil hidden inside your furnace or air handler. A window unit packs all of it into one box sitting in the window. A ductless mini split has a slim head on the wall and a small condenser outside. Same surfaces, 3 different ways in. Before you touch anything, shut the power off completely and not just at the thermostat. Throw the breaker, pull the outdoor disconnect next to the condenser, and flip the switch by the air handler, which often looks like a red light switch. This is the step that saves you the most money, and here is why. The control board and the fan motor sit right at the top of the outdoor unit, next to where the power comes in, and they are usually not sealed well. People spray water in there, fry the board, and now they are buying a new one instead of a can of spray. Before any water comes out, tape a plastic bag over the control box and the motor, 2 seconds, and it protects the whole job. The air filter comes first. This is the easiest 5 minutes in the house, and it does more than people expect. On a central system, the filter sits in the return grill or a slot on the air handler. On a window unit or a mini split, you pop the front cover and lift out a mesh screen. A clean filter cuts your air conditioner's energy use by 5 to 15%, and that is the Department of Energy's own figure. A clogged one is the single most common reason a coil freezes into a solid block of ice and the whole thing quits cooling. Disposable filters just get swapped out. Washable ones get rinsed in the sink and dried all the way before they go back. Do this every month while the unit is running. Next is the cold coil on the inside, the evaporator, and this is the one almost nobody bothers with. It is buried in the furnace cabinet on a central system or sitting right behind the front panel of your mini split, and it is where the air actually gets cold. When it cakes up with a film of dust, 2 bad things happen at once. The dust insulates the coil so it cannot pull heat out of the air, and it chokes the airflow trying to move across it. The Department of Energy says a dirty coil can push your energy use up by 30% or more. One study found a dust layer barely thicker than a sheet of paper cut a coil's heat transfer by 15%. That is not a rounding error, that is your electric bill. To clean it, pull the access panel off the cabinet and vacuum the loose dust away gently with a soft brush, going along the fins and never across them because they bend if you look at them funny. Then coat the coil with a no-rinse foaming cleaner made for evaporators. The foam lifts the grime and drips down into the drain pan on its own as the unit runs, so you are not rinsing anything inside your house. Honestly, if the coil is just dusty and not greasy, you do not need the fancy can at all. A few drops of Dawn in a spray bottle of water does the same work for a couple of bucks. Keep it off the insulation and the wiring, let it dry, and move on. While you have that panel off, look at the blower wheel. It is a little barrel of thin blades that pushes the cold air out into your rooms, and it is the #1 source of that musty gym locker smell you get on startup. Mold grows on it because water sits there in the summer humidity. Vacuum what you can reach and work a soft brush down between the blades. And here is the free habit that keeps the smell from ever coming back. Run the unit on fan only for 10 or 15 minutes before you shut it off, so the airflow dries that coil out. A lot of newer units have a self-clean or dry mode that does exactly this for you. Next is the part that floods people's ceilings, the condensate drain. Your coil pulls a surprising amount of water out of the air, and that water runs out through a skinny drain pipe. It stays warm, wet, and dark all season, so algae grows in there and plugs it solid. It is one of the most common summer service calls there is. If your air handler is up in the attic, the first sign is a brown stain spreading on the ceiling in the room below, not a drip you can actually see. Clear it by sucking the clog out from the outdoor end with a wet, dry shop vac. Then pour a cup of white vinegar down the drain access to kill the algae. Many units also have a little float switch on the drain pan. Pull it, and if a rush of water comes out, your drain was clogged and your coils were long overdue. A cap full of vinegar down that pipe every month keeps it running clear. Now head outside to the outdoor unit. Pull the leaves, grass clippings, and cottonwood fuzz out of the bottom by hand, and watch for wasp nests and the occasional dead mouse because they love nesting in there. Take the top off if it lifts easily, but if a cover fights you, there is a hidden screw you missed, so do not start prying. The one thing everybody gets backwards is direction. The fan pulls dirt in from outside, so around 85% of it packs onto the outer face of the coil. You clean it from the inside out, spraying the cleaner and then rinsing from the inside of the unit outward, pushing the dirt back the way it came in. Use a regular garden hose on a gentle shower setting. Never a pressure washer, and honestly not even a hard jet from the nozzle, because both will fold those soft aluminum fins flat and make the cooling worse. If some fins are already bent, a cheap fin comb straightens them right back out. None of this is hard. A company will charge $75 to a couple $100 to clean these coils, and the outdoor half is genuinely just careful work with a garden hose. If you have ever cleared a clogged gutter, this is easier than that. When you are done, let everything dry for a solid hour before you flip the power back on. Wet coils and leftover cleaner have no business in a running unit. Then put your covers back, and do not be surprised if they fight you harder going on than they did coming off. And do not clean a coil that is already clean. A tech I came across put it simply: stand in front of the running unit, and if it throws a strong straight blast of air at you, it is fine, so leave it alone. You can actually wreck a clean coil by scrubbing at it for no reason. And if you clean everything, change the filter, and it still will not cool, stop cleaning. At that point, you are probably looking at low refrigerant, which means a leak in a professional, or a dead capacitor, which is a $15 part and not a scrubbing job. For most homes, the honest schedule is once a year, right before summer, and twice a year if you run it hard or live somewhere the cottonwood and dust are brutal. Change the filter every month, dry the coil on fan mode before every shutoff, and you have added years to a machine most people give up on far too early. A foaming coil cleaner and a fin comb are the only two things you might have to buy, and I left both in the description.